The woke collapse of entertainment is here, and you don't have to go very far to find it. It's not just Star Wars, it's not just Marvel, it's even in music. And Bruce Springsteen is the latest, the boss being tossed away by audiences, humiliated by the latest biopic. That's Michael, of course. But they will tell you why it's par the course. Every time they go woke, every time they go ultra political, it's the end of their careers. It's an excellent day in the neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen, and well, you can make it if you're born in the USA, and if you're not born in the USA, well, you can make it too. It's never been such a great time to be alive as today. But don't tell that to Bruce Springsteen. He is angry. He's mad, sitting on more than $1 billion of net worth. Come on, seriously? What do you have to complain about? Yet the boss says it's the apocalypse, and he's driving away all of his audiences. It turns out people don't want that stuff inside their entertainment, and today we'll prove it to you. Hang on, it's a ride, just in time. Click the like button, and off we go. Well, it turns out that going ultra-political might not be great for your entertainment career. Bruce Springsteen is one such guy. We'll explain why in just a minute, but first of all, you need to see from a concert, and we play this with some trepidation, but, well, you can't understand what we're talking about unless we do so. Bruce Springsteen needed a teleprompter to give him his NPC talking points attacking Elon Musk and Donald Trump in Boston. And this was on the 24th at the time of this recording 2 days ago. Here's Bruce. Here's what he did. And see the teleprompter there? You see those lines, those lights? Here's Bruce at a concert. Who wants to go listen to music and also MS Now?
That's happening now. The richest men in America have abandoned the world's poorest children to death and disease through the dismantling of U.S. aid. This is no longer on the front page, but children die every day, and this is happening now. We are undermining.
Did you hear the very light applause?
I was going to say, the audience really loved that, didn't they?
Yay, just sing your songs.
NATO and the world order that kept us safe and in global peace for 80 years. Our museums are being told to whitewash American history of any unpleasant or inconvenient facts, like the full history of the brutality of slavery. You want to talk about snowflakes? We have a president who can't handle the truth.
All right, Boston likes that. Boston.
And there's the other teleprompter, by the way, on the floor there. You see it?
Oh, yeah. He's looking down if he needs to.
We have a president who wants to create a $1.8 billion fund to compensate and reward people who attacked our capital, our democracy, assaulted our police officers on January.
I like the girl up here throwing up the fist. All right, folks, if you're wondering, is this a hit, though, with the market at large? Yeah, not so much. Trevor Denning writing this for That Park Place. Bruce Springsteen embarrassed by Michael box office domination. See the numbers. Folks, you might like the Michael movie, you might not. You may think that Michael did things you might not. We're not going to weigh in on any of that during this video today. Just know that the Michael Jackson biopic presents him as a very strange guy with a pathological father, a pathological past that has left him damaged, and there's no doubt about that. Okay? And it's definitively not woke. Springsteen landed in 3,460 theaters. Did you know he had a movie made about him in 2025? You forgot about that already? Got a 61% score on Rotten Tomatoes, and it debuted domestically with 8.9 million. 8.9 million. It started off in 4th place. In its second weekend, Springsteen dropped 58% and fell to 7th place. It ultimately finished up with $45.2 million, $45.2 million. Comparatively, Michael opened in almost 4,000 theaters. Critics absolutely hated it because it's everything they don't want. It's not woke. It does present him as damaged, but it also doesn't go into gratuitous displays of the stuff that you know that could happen in a Michael movie. And it opened in first place, 97.2 million, dropped only 44%, and currently is at 738 million worldwide, likely to pass the 800 mark, likely even, I would say, to get near 900. So,
and they're already making a sequel.
Exactly. So 738 compared to 45 compared to 738. Bruce Springsteen, going full-blown political, has done the same thing to himself that we've seen from so many other sources. He's wiped himself out, even as the critics applaud him, even as the few who go to attend his concerts cheer and rave. The market's gone. We see this over and over again. Carol, I'd like to go to you for first comments on this one. Carol, is this not just in parallel with everything we see? When you go political, you absolutely destroy your economic value. And when you stay away from politics, suddenly people are willing to go see what you have to say.
Yeah, I think a lot of times when I can't say like politics hasn't been part of entertainment because it's always been like at the B level in some ways.
Sure.
Some super popular songs that we have did stem from that. But I think what's happening is that when people want to go to a concert, right, and be entertained and just forget for like 3 hours that, you know, they have to drive home to a apartment and stuff like that, they don't want to be reminded of everything that they're, that they have to experience in the apartment, right? They want to have like the music dopamine, they want to bob, they want to be part of the music and everything. And at this point, I feel like some people in entertainment are honestly being held hostage. It's like, you're going to do this on your stage or else kind of stuff. And, I feel for them in that situation. But at some point, the musicians, I mean, they're already going through a turbulent time with streaming platforms. So they're not doing albums the way that they used to. And then on top of that, AI music is starting to like boom because now people who can't find musicians who make the songs that they want are just making them themselves in less than 2 minutes. So...
Right. And those are great points. But, when we look at Michael, there are reasons for that movie to not do so well. And yet it, by a factor of like 10, 15 times more than Bruce Springsteen. Mm-hmm. And I think it's because when you make your brand be overtly political, I don't even think the people who agree with you politically enjoy you anymore. If that's all you are anymore, if you've gone to that level, people say, I'll go find, I want to escape. This is my escapism. I don't want to just nonstop hate everything. And I think that's what has happened to Bruce Springsteen and so many others in Hollywood and entertainment.
Are you trying to tell me that the people who are out there protesting all day, when they go home, don't turn on the speeches of Joseph Stalin?
Oh, that's a great point, right?
They might.
Do the protesters get a break?
Yeah.
Well, a big thing here, right, is obviously, Michael is a piece of entertainment, and entertainment should say escapism. But with this Bruce Springsteen concert, it's literally called the Land of Hope and Dreams American Tour, and the slogan for it is literally "No Kings." It is a straight up political commentary, rally. It's supposed to be for the quote unquote celebration of American democracy and freedom, but all it really is an opportunity for him to push his activism.
Right. But then at the same time, and maybe he wants this, I think Bruce is in his 70s. Maybe he doesn't care anymore. Maybe he's just happy to have what he has, and he feels this is worthy of not having the same kind of audience he once had. If we go back and look at that video, you'll see that the venue is not filled by any stretch of the imagination. And if you go look at the ticket prices he has, they're crazy. I've played this before. I want to play it again. And just because it's so amazing.
My favorite show.
Everyone's favorite show, but it's the guy in the middle that you need to know. It's Craig Ferguson. And we played this before. I have to play it again because I think this is what we're all starving for. Watch how Craig Ferguson deflects the ladies of The View as he talks about that when people go to see his show, they don't want politics. Because I think it actually stretches out to just about every person out there. I think he's on the money here, and I think this is what people are what we desire these days.
So Craig, your tour is called Pants on Fire. Is there a lot of material about Trump in it?
There's no material at all in it. It's basically me talking.
Pants on Fire?
Because what happens is, in my culture, we start telling stories. You tell a story once, and then the next time you tell it, maybe you add a little more, make it more interesting. Yeah. So if you're on a tour, a story that's true at the first part of the tour, the time you get 10 dates in, there's not a word of truth in the story. It's a pack of lies. So I figured if I just tell everyone I'm going to tell a pack of lies right away, then up front, everybody knows.
So there's no politics in your show?
I don't talk about politics at all. Well, the reason I have it is...
funny. Right.
Well, there's that. And also... The thing is, when you have a mustache, you have you have a responsibility to be charming. And because, you know, you got to be charming if you have a mustache. So what the reason why I don't talk, I'm sick of people that I agree with, never mind people I don't agree with. I'm just like, let's take an hour and a half, I'll go on stage, I'll tell you a bunch of jokes and do some stuff and tell some stories. And at the end of it, all the stuff that you're angry about is still there. You can have it back. I'm not taking it from you. But my job is just to, you know, and also it was a choice that I made for myself, like a stylistic choice. Like, could I do it? Could I fill a whole show with no politics? And turns out I can.
Gary, as I watch this, I think about the fact that, you know, people like Bruce Springsteen told us that if the Orange Man came back into office, the world was going to end. And it didn't end. You know, it just didn't. Whatever people think about it, it didn't happen. And I think about the fact, too, that these people, they say no kings. And then the King of England comes to the United States and they say nothing because it's not really about kings. They're totally phony, Gary. And so when we see the effect on Bruce Springsteen, where he's outplayed by 15 times over by the Michael Jackson movie, what I take away from that is, you know, the diehards, they've made bigger fans inside their cults, but they've diminished themselves on the market because people don't believe them anymore, and they're not influential anymore outside of the few who really love their stuff.
By the way, I just asked, because you can, what's Bruce Springsteen worth? You want to take a wild guess?
Oh, I wouldn't even make a guess on that one.
His net worth is estimated at 1.1 billion with a B to 1.2 billion with a B.
It's good to be the boss.
Let's just say he's doing better than Mandalorian and Grogu.
Gary, he's in the 1%, but he doesn't want to be perceived to be part of the 1%. What are your thoughts on celebrities who do this?
Well, these celebrities and the you know, the normal, the usual suspect protesters have something in common. They're all either told or being paid to do this kind of crap. That's my belief at this point. I see it. I live in California. It's the central hub of this garbage. I see it every week, every weekend. It's like they don't even know what their real talking points are, and you can see that in the way that they in the subtext of what they're saying. But they don't quite understand what. I don't even know what Springsteen's talking about in that little speech. I don't think he does either.
Right.
He's just reading it with conviction.
It's we're in the apocalypse according to these people, but nobody, you know, you walk outside, you say, I don't think I'm in the apocalypse. I don't know.
Yeah.
Gary,
the funny part is he had somebody write it for him.
Yeah.
He basically said, well, look, I don't want to sound stupid up there, so write me something good that I can read. And oops, oops.
So Gary, I believe you're the only panelist still in California. What is it like right now in terms of, because we've seen, I guess, the politics starting to shift a little bit in California, maybe not totally, but I think after the wildfires and all this kind of stuff, maybe the Bruce Springsteen kind of politicization is not as popular even in California anymore. Do you have a sense of that, or has it changed?
My honest sense of California, I'm going to try to sum it up quickly here because I could go on about it forever. But from everything I've experienced, which I deal with municipalities, cities, counties, state government, it is 100% corrupt. Not joking, not exaggerating. Everything I deal with on a day-to-day basis has to do with this kind of political takeover.
Yeah.
I believe that people in California are a lot of them are centrists, at least. I mean, a lot of them are very practical people, but the decent ones are gone. That is the truth.
Yeah.
It's not just hype. It's not just you know what it's nothing's really exaggerated about California. This place is straight up corrupt, and it's becoming very difficult to live here, even to walk down the street. I can't tell you how many times my friends and I have been assaulted just down the street from my little hometown.
It's been said to me the only thing keeping California afloat right now is Silicon Valley. And I'm worried. I don't know how much longer that's going to go. But the politicization destroys a state. It also destroys the careers of these entertainers, right?
Definitely. And when I hear people like Bruce Springsteen talk about this kind of crap that he's preaching about, like, he has no idea about any of those problems, even if they were real.
Right, because he doesn't live with.
He doesn't have any idea what the experience of those real problems. Yeah,
I totally agree with you, and I think that's why people can't relate And I think that's why people can't relate to The View. You know, The View's numbers are terrible. They are tripled by The Price is Right every day.
I love watching rich women talk about how hard it is to be a woman in America. It's just so hard. Like, just take your $100 bill and just dab your tear a little bit more. I can't
come on.
wait.
Caro, Whoopi Goldberg didn't get the cupcake she wanted, and she doxed the cupcake maker on the show, and you're telling me that you think she might have been in the wrong. Listen, the woman is a saint. She played a nun.
She could, maybe she's just a little sensitive that day. She just not feeling it. And
even rich women.
And went all the way to make up the narratives that the baker didn't like her because of her race. That was.
You know the story. I love it.
Yes, I do.
Oh yeah.
Even rich women need a cupcake. All right,
That's
Andy.
the title of your next book, I'm sure.
Even rich women need a cupcake.
I'm gonna write that down.
That would sell at the Barnes and Noble. It would do it.
The only thing I could really say is I am unfortunately in Boston, and Massachusetts is terrible. Massachusetts and Boston are super corrupt, just like California. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous what is going on here. But I mean, you see who's doing concerts here, and really, it's just like a rally for Bruce Springsteen. But yeah, I mean, Healy.
But you got Donnie Wahlberg now, so.
Oh, gee whiz, that's great.
Vera, we're watching as an exodus happens in California, like a for real exodus. In fact, if you take away undocumented immigration, illegal immigration, if you take that away, there's a population decline in California. Are you sensing the same thing in the Boston area?
Boston is bad. Boston is absolutely terrible, and it is not going to be changing anytime soon.
Well, just like Silicon Valley, the thing I've heard saves Boston is Harvard, right? I mean, that's really where the money flows now, I suppose. But it's a shame to watch all these places with such, wonderful pasts and such, what would you say? They have so much capacity to just win and win and win. They have all the institutional power. They have all the opportunity in the world, and they're being destroyed by the woke mind virus. Same thing with entertainment.
Yeah, and but Boston has seen a little bit of an exodus, and Massachusetts has seen like a tiny bit of an exodus. They're going to like New Hampshire. Of course, there's a lot of people across the country that are going to places like Florida, but I don't see Massachusetts fundamentally changing when it comes to who is, of course, like in power and the BS that they're pulling. But yeah, I mean, we have some of the best, medical institutions in the world here, and some of the best schools in the world here, and I don't see all of these people magically just up and leaving anytime soon. It's happened a tiny bit, but yeah, I mean.
Well, I escaped my second-generation native LA 8 years ago, and I haven't looked back. And even Pro said, "Do you want to go back sometime? We'll go, and we'll go to all the places you used to like." And I don't want to go. I just don't want to go back. I mean, not even for a day, not even for Disneyland, not even
it's hard to ruin California. Like, it's really, really hard to ruin California. It's sunny all the time. It's 75 degrees. Like, what in the world? How did you do that? Well, not all the parts. Folks, don't go to the deserts and claim Pro said. But
it's a dry heat. In the desert, it's a dry heat.
That's right. That's right. Andy, the places people are going now seem to be, and this is parallel in the real world and entertainment as well. In the real world, people and their companies are leaving. They're going to Austin. They're going to Texas. They're going to Dallas-Fort Worth. They're going to Florida. They're going to Tennessee. They're going to Nevada. And Andy, in the same way in entertainment, people are going away from franchises like Star Wars. They're going away from musicians like Bruce Springsteen, and they're going to Project Hail Mary, and they're going to watch non-woke biopics about Michael. Back on the top 100, all over. Michael Jackson movie, all over the top 100 now.
I live here in Bruce Springsteen's home state of New Jersey. Bruce Springsteen, is there anything that you see when you look at Bruce Springsteen that screams cowboy? Yet he owns a horse ranch in New Jersey, which allows him to take advantage of this farm credit subsidy that reduces his taxes. And if you have enough money, you can do that. And what offends me the most about Bruce Springsteen is here's a guy who achieved the American dream by making songs about how the American dream is impossible to attain.
Exactly. This is Andy. This is very similar to the rap musicians who will sing about all the kinds of things that would end them, and they teach it to 13 and 14-year-old boys. They indoctrinate them into that, and maybe that was their past life, but it's probably not anymore. Andy, you're exactly right.
Well, that's why New Jersey's got they're either second or third continuously on the exodus out. I think the only reason that New Jersey has had a brief respite of people leaving the state more so than moving into it is because people from New York have moved into New Jersey to get away from New York. So the poison's worse up there, and it's slightly better in New Jersey, up in North Jersey. But everybody here just keeps leaving because and they're going to greener pastures. You see why my in-laws have a house down in Florida, and the traffic that they're experiencing now, because everybody moving to Florida is insane. The traffic has doubled. Places like North Carolina, Tennessee, all these states are seeing massive upticks because people are fleeing this stuff. Normal common sense people, do you think it's easy to leave your home? Do you think it's easy to pack up everything you've always known?
It is not easy at all.
Nope.
It's not. I say that as a military brat where I had to move every 4 years.
My family has been in this city in California since before it was a state of the United States.
Wow.
And now I'm leaving.
It's a hard thing.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing. It's a sad thing. And so, when we look at franchises that have been destroyed, when we look at, entire entertainment genres that have been destroyed, when we look at states that are being destroyed, we don't take joy in that. That's one of the things the detractors don't understand. We're not happy about that. We've been warning about that, right? It's like diagnosing a patient. We're not gleeful as the patient dies. We wanted them to take the medicine like years ago. And it's not too late. It's not too late for any of these entities, but the corruption has to go from all of them.
Well, it's not too late for them, maybe, but it was too late for me. I've told this before, but Gary, when we drove across the border for the last time heading here from LA, I said, California gave me some of the best years of its life, and I gave it some of the best years of my life, but I still have some best years left. California, not so much.
No,
not in my lifetime, and I'm 73 for the record. So
I don't know when the last time you were in Los Angeles, but I was there in December, and it was atrocious.
You talking about driving by the camps and that sort of thing?
Everything. Yeah, I drove all the way through from Santa Clarita to Anaheim. It was a war zone.
Santa Clarita, my old neighborhood.
Yeah,
one of.
I know when I lived in Arizona, because I was there for 15 years, we started having a mass exodus from people from California moving into the Phoenix area where I was. And one of the things I thought was interesting is that they moved away because it was a better place for them to live, compared to California. But then one of the very first things they started to do was they were like, oh, I don't like this law, so I'm going to vote against it. Naturally, one of them was a firearm law, right? And so the longer they were there, they were basically transforming the place that they fled to be exactly like the place that they had left. And I was like, why did you go back? If you miss it so much, go back and leave us alone.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
And everybody worries about that. I have relatives all over the South, and in my experience, the people that get out are the ones who aren't going to do that. At least the ones that come here. I was shocked. We moved here all this way, and the kid from Geek Squad who installed my television sets had lived in Pacoima, right down the road from me, where I was in Sylmar when we left. So, and it's also interesting how many people from Chicago are here in Tennessee. So I don't know why that is, but I've run into more people that moved here from the Chicago area than any place else. So
the latest data over the past 4 years seems to show that it's about a 70-30 split. So 70% of the people who leave from the states that are very blue right now, they leave to states with the understanding they want to be part of that state and the culture of that state. 30% want to bring the state that they're leaving with them. So as of right now, it seems to be a population change that will keep the cultures intact of those states. But we shall see over time, especially if the possibility of the exodus grows. I know you want more. You want more of the Pro Channel, folks, but we've got to head out the door for this video. But fret not yet, for more content is yet on the way. 3 times a day, thrice as nice.
right here on the Pro Channel. Oh, what's that you say? You want more than that? Fine, we'll do 4. 4 videos. Well, yeah, that's happening. Folks, as you get ready to go, consider clicking the like button for us. It is a huge help. Also, like, share, subscribe, and click it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. We would also love it if you could drop on down and give us a comment. We love hearing from you. And although we can't respond to every single comment, we often are reading them indeed. Folks, we would encourage you to consider subscribing to our partner channels, that Part Place, that Game Place, and that Pod Place. We love them all. We think you might too. Until the next time we have the joy of joining with you, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.